scholar who is tracking up here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. And the pencils will be in your hands as long as your eyes are up here. It's not an easy do now question. First day back after a 3-day weekend, some deep philosophical stuff. Comes back to this second question. Is it possible to create a perfect society? We've been thinking about this as we read the book. So here we have the question, what contradictions might happen? Eyes are still up here. If you try to create a society where everyone is equally happy. I saw a hand back there. You want to track Jayla B. Jayla, what are your thoughts about this? One more time in a projection voice, please. I still can't hear you. I heard that you were confused, and then I didn't hear what you said after that because you got a projector voice.
I said I needed help, and you walked away.
Okay, so Jayla, I'm actually going to report a negative attitude reaction for that. JT is not a negative action.
You the one later.
So Jayla's a little bit, she wasn't too sure about her answer. A lot of people wrote some great ideas. Let's track Nigel back there. Track Nigel in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, Nigel.
I said to achieve perfection, you must wade in imperfection.
One more time.
I said to achieve perfection, you must wade in imperfection.
You must what imperfection?
Wade in imperfection.
Still can't.
Wade in imperfection.
Wade? Can you explain that a little bit?
Well, there's a better version. You can frolic in imperfection.
Keep going.
So, you want me to say other things? Oh, and I also said, when everybody is happy, everybody is sad.
Everybody's happy, everybody's sad. That's definitely a contradiction. Can you explain that briefly? What do you mean? When everybody's happy, everybody's sad.
So you're trying to make everybody happy. There'll always be some part of them that's not happy with how you're working things.
Alright. So, eyes back up here. So what Nigel's saying is everybody naturally feels a little bit sad. So if you're trying to create a society where everybody's equally happy, what happens to those people who are a little bit sad? What happens to those feelings? That's going to be a source of contradiction. China, tracking China. Yeah, just don't forget to project. Can you hear her back there, Nigel? Super loud, unnaturally loud shout. You have to.
On the outside, they try to look happy, and yeah, on the outside they try to look happy and like they're happy and excited and stuff, but the inside is just a little sad and they're not.
Okay, and one more.
I said that it's like that when there are people who are sad, they're going to start to rebel, they're going to like the consequences where they're feeling, so that they can't be sad. They might feel like you're trying to control how they feel and it's not about their society and so on.
Okay, I'm going to focus back up here on the word control that you said. In order to create a place where everyone feels like the equal amount of happiness, you have to control that, right? So you have to somehow get rid of the people who aren't very happy. You have to make sure that the people who are really, really, really happy aren't that happy, right? Because people who are too happy, people who are too sad, you got to get rid of that somehow so that everyone's equally happy. How do you do that? How do you control that? Okay? That's going to be a problem in the society if you want everyone to be equally happy. Last thoughts, Devonta?
Being happy was a good thing. So why would we have it so easy?
One more time, this is an intriguing question. Louder, tracking Devonta.
Being happy was a good thing. So why do want everyone to be equal when everyone have equal?
That's a good question. Right. I'm not going to answer it, but let's keep it in mind. Right? When we read The Giver, we see a society where everyone's supposed to be about the same amount of happy. Right? And when you do that, you start running into some problems, contradictions. this sets us up for what we're going to read about in our book today, and the question that we're going to be answering. What do you get when you live in a society where the idea is everyone should be about the same amount of happy? We're going to get into that today, right? So we leave you with that question. So we'll come back to that. First, we're going to jump into our vocabulary for today. Don't forget it is Monday, not Monday. So you're going to open it up. You will see the new pages are on top of your binder. So 20 seconds to open up to your Words Up Tuesday. One quick message, scholars, eyes up on me. In 3, 2, 1, and 0. When I went around over the weekend, I said this last week, I grade your vocabulary books over the weekend or on Friday. If your binders are not in your desk over the weekend, I cannot grade them. I cannot put the new week's pages in them. Do not take your binders home, like period, unless you really need it for something. You can come to me on an individual basis and ask me, Mr. Wilson, I want to study, can I take my binder home today? And I will tell you yes or no. Brianna, what's the rule about binders? Tracking, Brianna. Victor, what if you really want to study your vocabulary words? Yeah. Ask me personally, and I'll let you know if you can take them home or not. Okay, so binders need to stay here, so I can create them over the weekend. All right, here we go. First word up is dejected. Let's see, Dominic, in your nice projection voice, please read our sentence, example sentence.
Kevin felt dejected at the moon exactly shit.
Good, nice projection voice. Give me your thoughtful definition, 45 seconds. With the thoughtful definition, we are tracking. Let's start up by tracking Marcus. Marcus, give it a shot. What is your thoughtful definition? Disappointed. Someone build on that? Anybody? Sean?
I think it's that they're loud or they're really
Okay. One more, Jason.
I said, and there's some sort of horrible thing.
Some sort of form of.
Horrible thing.
You guys are on the right track. Here's our academic definition. Depressed, disheartened, and low-spirited. Depressed, disheartened, and low-spirited. Once you have that in your books, go on to the 2 multiple choice questions. with our two claps. See how you do with this. If you can graduate to the cooler stuff. Number 1. Which of the following is a situation that would cause someone to feel dejected? Let's take a look. Is there dejected? All right. Number 1. Thought the answer was A. You're going to clap twice on 3. So in order to do that, your hands need to be free. So I'm going to make sure everyone has their pens and pencils down. Second row looks very ready to go. Excellent slam. Here we go. If you thought it was A, you're going to clap twice on 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. B on 3. 1, 2, 3. Let's try that again. B on 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, just a couple for that. C on 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Dominic, you clap for B. I'm going to try that one more time. Clap. Just clap so I can know who's chose what. We're going to try C again. C on 3. 1, 2, 3. Right. D on 3. 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you, Saman. So we have a little bit all over the place. Most of us chose A. A man loses his job, his spouse, and his truck. Someone told me why you chose A for feeling dejected. Tracking Jason. Pause for a moment. There's nothing in your hands at this point. Tracking Jason.
If you're living like that with no job, no spouse, or a truck, and you're suddenly a hobo, so depressed and low spirited.
Okay. How about B? A graduate student fails the should be an engineering test. She has been studying for it since last week. Typo there. Who chose B? There were a couple claps for B. Tracking Marquise over there. So ladies and gentlemen, I know it's Tuesday, it's early. We've got to be on top of this. We need everybody tracking, everybody in the game. Here we go. All right, Marquise, why B as opposed to A?
Actually, it's B except for A because if you're like,
A little bit louder.
pick B except the A. Because if you're studying for something for like a long time and you fail, and you really want to pass, like I said, you can get low spirited and disappointed in yourself.
So you're disappointed in yourself. So we have two situations where someone would feel sad. Between A and B, which one would cause you to feel the most sadness? Between A and B, which one would cause you to feel the most sadness, Marcus?
A.
A. That's a very extreme situation, right? Think about losing your job, your spouse, and your truck all at once. You feel really, really bad about that. Versus B, you feel pretty bad about it, but not totally sad, right? Here's where this comes back to. Let's go back to our definition. Look particularly at disheartened and low-spirited. Disheartened and low-spirited, that signifies somewhat sad, but not extreme.